Just out of curiosity, which team holds the record for the most home runs in a season? That would be the 2019 Minnesota Twins, who launched 307 home runs in 2019. Pretty impressive, right? But there was also a team in 2019 who every single year is on your TV who hits a lot of home runs. Care to take a guess? Yep, that's right. The New York Yankees hit 306 home runs in 2019. I wonder how the Twins feel about that. Just always having the Yankees right there with you. Every play, every pitch, every home run along the way. I'm sorry for the bad memories, Twins fans. But we're going to look back at this 2009 Yankees squad, an old gem of Bronx Bombers, all in 6 minutes. Let's do it. I usually don't do team breakdowns on my channel, but I was feeling nostalgic the last couple of days. I was watching old reruns of postseason walk-offs when fans were losing their minds. It took me back to how exciting postseason baseball actually is. And for some reason, I stumbled across the 2009 Yankees, and I thought to myself, I want to talk about them. When we think of the Yankees, what do we think of? Yes, home runs and offense. I think every baseball fan knows that, considering their stadium is built for home runs. With baseball today, and all this hoopla about how the current game has changed to being home run heavy for offenses, people forget about how impressive the amount of home runs teams had back then, when it wasn't all about power. So here's a stat for you. The 2009 New York Yankees hit a total of 244 home runs. At the time, that was an insane amount of long balls. That put them tied 7th for most all time as a team. This Yankees team was only behind the 97 Mariners, the 05 Rangers, the 96 O's, the 2000 Astros, the 01 Rangers, and the 96 Mariners. But let's dial in on this 2009 Yankees squad. They had one of the best starting lineups I've ever seen, especially their infield. I'll break it down for you right now. This lineup had no weaknesses, and I'm not joking. Batting first at shortstop was the captain Derek Jeter. He had 18 home runs this year. Beardless Johnny Damon bats second, followed by the AL home run leader Mark Teixeira. A-Rod bats cleanup at third with the vet catcher Posada hitting fifth. Hideki Matsui, the DH, is in the 6th spot, followed by prime Robbie Cano, playing second, batting 7th. Nick Swisher bats 8th, with Melky Cabrera rounding out the lineup, hitting 9th and center. Brett Gardner would also get some PT off the bench in this lineup. Obviously, the Yanks led in home runs, but they also led in hits, RBIs, on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS. Basically every single important offensive category. They led baseball with 51 comeback victories and 15 walk-off wins. This resulted in a shit ton of pie being thrown everywhere. I wonder if Johnny Damon enjoyed that. In the second half, the Yankees went 52-22 to finish with the best record in all of baseball at 103-59. A game that stuck out was when they scored 20 runs at Fenway Park in August, when Hideki Godzilla Matsui went yard twice. He's rounding the bases after the first shot, and the pitcher's like, fuck! Francona's looking at his scorecard thinking, which position player am I putting in now? It's not over yet, as it's 16-7 in the 9th, and Matsui has no mercy as he wraps a shot around Pesky's pole for a 3-run shot. Francona just lost his last brain cell as Matsui touches home, and it's a party in the Yankees dugout. The Yankees cruised into the postseason behind 19-game winner CC Sabathia. AJ Burnett was productive as well, as he added 200+ innings just like Sabathia. The veteran Andy Pettitte produced a solid 14 wins as well. It also helps when you have the best closer in all of baseball on your team. So the Yanks' first round opponent in the playoffs would be the Minnesota Twins, who they would sweep in 3 games. Surprise much? However, maybe if Phil Cuzzi wasn't so blind in Game 2 on Joe Mauer's hit, the Twins could have made it a series? I don't know. In the ALCS, the Yankees faced the Angels, the second best team in all of baseball. A series in which A-Rod went crazy, hitting 3 home runs and batting over 400. CC Sabathia would take home the championship series MVP as the Yankees took down the Angels in 6 games. They were playing some great baseball and had the World Series next. But who were their opponents? That would be the defending World Series champion Philadelphia Phillies, who happen to have a very stacked lineup as well. Not to mention, the Phillies made a move in their regular season for someone the Yankees know pretty well. Yep, the Phillies have Pedro Martinez, and he's on the bump in Game 2 after the Phillies were victorious in Game 1. Pedro was pitching great early as he struck out Jeter twice, but the Yankees had something for him. Teixeira came up in the 4th and was all over that Pedro changeup as he belts it out of here to tie the game at 1. They'd keep the fire going in the 6th as Matsui digs out that curveball and sends it over that short porch and right for a go-ahead dinger. The Yankees would hold the lead as AJ Burnett pitched a masterpiece, and Rivera was able to lock down the 2-inning save for a Game 2 victory. The Yanks would take the next 2 games in Philadelphia, and the Phillies would win Game 5. So it all comes down if the Yankees can win one game at home. So it's game 6, the Yankees have a chance to win, and they got 3-0 Andy Pettitte on the mound. For the Phillies, Pedro Martinez gets another crack at it, and if I'm Philadelphia, I want him in this game. But I guess Pedro didn't wake up from his nightmare of Hideki Matsui from game 1, because he demolishes that pitch in the zone for a 2-run bomb, and Pedro cannot believe it. Yeah, Matsui's not done. It's bottom 3, and Pedro deals with the bags full. Matsui ropes a base hit to center, and 2-runs score to stretch the lead to 4-1. So really, as of right now, it's Matsui 4 and the Phillies 1. Pedro would be pulled shortly after, and I think Matsui showed him who his daddy is. You thought Matsui was done. Well, you're wrong again. The Yanks have more guys on in the 5th, and Matsui doubles the right to clear the bases. He now has 6 of the Yankees' 7 RBIs. What a game for Godzilla. The Phillies would add 2 more runs in the 6th with a Ryan Howard home run to left, but a comeback of 6+ runs in Yankee Stadium, it just seemed like a death sentence for Philly. And that lead would hold up, with Mariano Rivera coming in the 9th to shut the door on Philadelphia to give the Yankees their 27th World Series championship. One that was very well deserved for a ball club with this kind of talent and magnitude. The World Series MVP, Hideki Matsui, only batted .615 with 3 dingers and 8 RBIs. Easy money for him. Derek Jeter led the team in hits with 11 as the Yankees outscored the Phillies 32-27 in 6 games. This Yankees squad was one of the best hitting teams I've ever seen, and they'll go down in history. Every player on that offense was scary for pitchers with their clutch hitting and the ability to hit the ball out of the park. My question now is, where does this team rank among this century's Yankees teams? In my opinion, they're right up there. When will the Yankees win their next title? This year? The next? We'll have to see. Let me know in the comments when you think they will. All I know now is, Pedro Martinez gets chills every time he sees this face.